Hello and welcome back to Sales Toner. Like, subscribe, and comment on my videos, so that I know that someone is watching, someone is listening. If you haven't, watched my previous videos, I think you should watch them because it will give context to this video. Um, I started making videos, reviewing drugs and how it feels to be under the influence of certain drugs, and I'll continue to make, such videos as we go on. But recently I've been making videos on how to quit drugs, given the fact that uh, since the beginning of this year, I saw it to myself that if I was to quit drugs, I could improve my life in certain ways. I made a video entitled How to Quit Drugs, and part of the conditions necessary for someone to quit drugs is to have a positive mind, to address the things that first of all made that person use drugs, and so that the person will not fall back to drug use. So as I stopped using drugs this year, yeah, I have made plans, I've made moves, to try and improve my life. And whilst drugs are not good, but are not good, yes, I would like to bring up this certain aspect that drugs have had in my life. As I was going through my apprenticeship, as I left school, drugs, especially marijuana, helped me, to have tunnel vision, to avoid certain things. They say weed gives you paranoia, and that's a disadvantage. But when I would come from home from school, I would smoke a ton of weed, and that I would harness that paranoia. It would stop me from going out and doing some dumb shit. So in that sense, I'll say if ever I will be a success in life, I owe that success in some part to marijuana, because some niggas who I went to school with who didn't use those drugs, they have a couple of baby mamas. They have certain things that they did, certain habits they pick. Because even if you don't do drugs, there are certain habits that you pick, and especially in African culture, you concentrate on women and you end up having a couple of children. Your finances, your responsibilities, you become tied down, with that shit. And I would say weed, with its effect of giving you paranoia, and when you're high, you don't really feel motivated to go hunting for chicks. In that sense, it's a positive that the drugs had in my life, and it managed to help to keep me in focus, to attain my goals. But also, it would pacify me when I would go through, some tough shit in life, smoking, taking some shots, of vodka. That shit would make me feel alright, and I would just be chill. But right now, being sober for the past 8 months, it's been tough at times, because sometimes you get bored, sometimes life kicks you in the nuts. We all know that 2020 is a goddamn fucking shit show, and in the country where I live, I have a full-time government job, that if I was somewhere like America or the UK, I would be earning in the neighborhood of 13 to 45,000 pounds or US dollars, whatever. But where I'm working right now, I earn about 30 US dollars a month, and the living conditions, they suck ass. And as we speak, I'm doing my best. I wrote the international English tests and I passed it, with flying colors. And I'm trying to process my paper so that I can go and work, in the West, where my talents will be better appreciated. It is one of those reasons that motivated me to be off drugs, since when you have to go work, under those circumstances, drug tests are part of the routine. So I like to condition myself, and see if I can put up with it. And having spent the better part of this year being drug free, I know that when I eventually, you know, make the transition to a better job, to a better country, I'll be able to stay off drugs and do my job. But right now, focusing on my present situation is a shit show. The quarantine, the money problems and all that shit, it just makes you sometimes wish that you had a drink. It makes you wish that you could take a dab, take a blunt. But as of now, I'm still staying strong. I'm still, focusing on what I have and what I want to achieve in life. And, staying drug free, focusing. It's really tough, but I'm pulling through. And sometimes I really, not sometimes, almost every goddamn fucking day, I take stock of my life, and there are people who have lost, when I quit drugs. There are relationships that I had that has nothing to do with the drug usage that I have, but the effect of drugs comes in the sense that when you go through a breakup or you lose somebody whom you loved, taking some alcohol, smoking a blunt, sipping some lean could help you, process that, forget, numb the pain. But right now, everything that happens in my life, I have to face it head on, and it sucks as some people, they have religion. I'm a goddamn fucking atheist. Some people, they take their strength from their families. My family has been stuck in a vicious cycle of poverty for the past, as I can tell, 4 generations, and trying to really connect and get comfort and guidance from that side will only pull me down. If I look at my cousins and everybody, most of them, they're jobless, they are stuck, doing this and that and this and that. And, you know, I'm one of those few people in my family who really could make something out of their lives. And as I said, when I was in school, weed really helped me, stay focused past the time and helped me to achieve those goals that I had. But now I have to look at it with this sober mind. I have to look. I recently ended a 1 year relationship that I had with my girl. The reason why I ended that relationship was because she didn't believe in my dreams. And as I said, I'm thinking of moving away, to the UK or maybe Canada. And that really pissed her off. She wanted me to stay. She thought that if I would leave the country, that would be the end of our relationship. I think she was correct in saying so. But at least if she would believe in my dreams, it would make me, commit more to the relationship. Yes, I was really committed to the relationship, but if you are in a relationship with someone who doesn't share your dreams, I don't think it's worth it. The negative energy she brings, and she might actually do some things to actively sabotage, my plans. So I hate to break off the relationship. So it's hard. I love her. I loved her, and leaving her is one of those hardest things I had to do. We didn't, have a fight per se. I didn't cheat on her. I didn't catch her cheating on me. Or I should just come right out and say, she didn't cheat on me. She did me no wrong, and she feels like I'm being a dick, for ending this relationship. But that's just how I felt. It's a route that I think I had to take in order for me to get ahead in life. And I just made this video to vent and illustrate that when you try to do something with your life, when you try to break the cycle of drug use to run away from problems and shit, you really face a lot of emotional trauma, because you'll be facing things head on. But you really need to stay, you need to keep strong, and you need to keep focused on your plans, because drugs are not the answer to everything. And I hope I can keep on going down this path. I can stay sober, and maybe one day I'll make a video and say, yo, I've done this and this. I'm now working in a place where my talents are appreciated, where they pay me, something that is worth my time. As I said, I'm paid 30 fucking US dollars each and every month, and I'm expected to live on that salary. So I used to make that an excuse for me to just drink my life away. But I think I can do better. To anybody out there, you can do better. Even if you are working a minimum wage job, earning maybe $5, $7 an hour, that's more than I earn per week. So you certainly can do better. If I can, you also can. This has been Seth Stoner. Peace.